evening, everybody. My name is Will Truitt. I'm the chairman of the Dutchess County Legislature, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to be here this evening, joining you all as the MC for the 2025 State of the Town Address for the town of Wappinger. Thank you all for being here. It's been an honor. You know, coming from Hyde Park, not being a Wappinger resident, I've had the privilege of being the MC for numerous events now over the course of the last couple of years. I believe this is my third. The first one was for the inauguration and swearing-in ceremony for our current town board, who's doing a tremendous job, by the way. And then of the Community Day Parade last year here for the town of Wappinger, and now for this ceremony today as we give the State of the Town Address. I would like to call on our color guard to please present the colors as we say the Pledge of Allegiance to our beautiful flag of the United States of America. If everyone could please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, you may be dismissed. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a round of applause for our Dutchess County Sheriff's Office? You may be seated. You know, before we announce all of our elected officials and dignitaries who are here in this room, I do want to say, as we just had the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office up here, we are so thankful to the men and women in law enforcement and our first responders here in the town of Wappinger and across Dutchess County. There's a reason why so many people love Dutchess County and call it home and feel safe here, and that's because of the men and women who serve and put their lives on the line for us. So if we could just get a round of applause for anyone in here who serves in emergency response. Thank you. To introduce some of our elected officials, I'll start with Councilman William Beal. Bill Beal, please take a stand. Be acknowledged. And I have to give a special shout out to Bill. He is our acting commissioner for emergency response in Dutchess County, and he gave one heck of a presentation the other night at the chambers of the county legislature. He was probably asked 30 questions and spoke for an hour and 15 minutes straight, answered everything aces. We are so blessed to have your leadership over there at Emergency Response. Bill, thanks for all you do. Councilman Al Casella, who does such a great job here for the town of Wappinger. Thank you, Al, for being here. My colleague in the Dutchess County Legislature and our Deputy Supervisor here in the town of Wappinger, Lisa Paoloni. The chairman of our Public Safety Committee in Dutchess County, County Legislator Robert Faust. County Legislator and the head of the TIC Task Force in Dutchess County, Lynn Versace. We have our awesome town clerk, Joe Paoloni. We're also joined by the best superintendent of schools and anywhere around, Dr. Dwight Bonk from the Wappinger Central School District. Thank you, Dr. Vaughn. We're joined today also by Congressman Pat Ryan's office. We have Dan Torres and Joanna Contreras. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. A couple of other individuals I want to point out for doing such a tremendous job last weekend, or maybe it was 2 weekends ago. I'm so busy and I forget my weekends anymore. Bill and Barbara Ponte for all that they've done here at this historic site of Carwath and at the Sports Museum of Dutchess County. Thank you both for what you do. As I said, my name is Will Truitt. I'm the chairman of the county legislature, so I attend a lot of events all across the county. We have 20 towns, 2 cities, 8 villages. There are a lot of municipalities to visit, but I do have to tell you, Wappinger is really on the rise in doing so well. The amount of ribbon cuttings for new businesses here in town that I've been to, and just the community engagement, all of the unique events. I mean, for crying out loud, I was on Valentine's Day here for a vow renewal ceremony and wedding ceremony on Valentine's Day, and I think that is such a special, unique event, and it just speaks to the testament of the leadership here in the town. At the helm, our supervisor, Joseph D. Cavaccini. Thank you for bringing all these bright ideas to this town, Joey. And it's not just special events like that make a community strong, but the investments in our small businesses here, attracting people, not only from Dutchess County, but from all over the Hudson Valley that want to come here, shop local, support our small businesses, which thus creates jobs here in the town, and just continues to compound and help out the budget that we have here and the services that we can offer here in the town of Wappinger. I just can't speak enough to how great that the leadership in the town of Wappinger is doing. And so it is my honor and distinct privilege to invite up our town supervisor, Joey Cavaccini, for the State of the Town address for the town of Wappinger. Come on up, Joey.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. These timeless words, spoken nearly 150 years ago by President Abraham Lincoln, continue to resonate with visionaries and leaders to this very day. They remind us that the power to shape tomorrow rests not in waiting, but rather in action. Deliberate, thoughtful, and unified action. Ladies and gentlemen, just over a year ago, I stood before you to share the accomplishments of our administration's first 100 days, outlining a vision rooted in service, progress, and pride to our beloved town of Wappinger. Now, as we gather in the heart of our town's sesquicentennial year, we are reminded that our story is still being written. In fact, the pace of that writing has quickened, driven by each step forward and every decision we make together. Over the past 17 months, our administration has focused intently on one unifying goal: building a Wappinger that future generations can be proud of. We have guided our town government with purpose, addressing challenges that before us and embracing responsibility to plan for tomorrow. Whether it's protecting land, managing growth responsibly, investing in our infrastructure, revitalizing our parks, or ensuring public safety. Our progress is rooted in respect for the past, commitment to the present, and a bold focus on the future. Today is just 6 days away from the anniversary of the incorporation of our great town of Wappinger, and I am honored to welcome you all here today to the beautifully renovated Carwath Farms Historic Site and Park and present to you the state of our town. From the outset, we've made accountability a cornerstone of this administration. Our 2025 town budget is a prime example of that commitment. It's a sound, balanced plan that reduces the tax rate for our residents, and this wasn't easy, but I have to say we were very excited to jump right in and get started. When we inherited the 2024 budget, we faced various issues, but we moved forward. We addressed head-on the underfunded debt service for Wildwood Sewer District, the underfunded salaries and unaccounted for utility and insurance costs, and we undertook a comprehensive audit of all of our financials and found hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid bills going back to 2021 from the prior comptroller. A lack of contracts with professional service providers and a budget structure that risked putting small water and sewer districts in the red. But we did not flinch. We went right to work. We implemented new policies and internal controls to make our financial processes more accurate and transparent. With the support of the town board, we were able to do this, and we committed $2.3 million in American Rescue Plan funds to various infrastructure projects across this town and toward new software from Tyler Technologies, ending departmental silos. This digital transformation to date has saved $30,000 to taxpayers. On the fiscal front, we did not stop there. By diversifying our investment portfolio, we are now generating nearly $60,000 a month in interest income that was previously left unrealized. This translates to $600,000 in additional revenue in 2024, and we've locked in competitive CDs at high interest rates for 2025, all of which helps reduce the burden on taxpayers. In a world where everything is skyrocketing, we crafted our first town budget and delivered a tax rate decrease while staying under the New York State tax levy cap at 1.86%. The 2025 final budget alleviates a significant potential burden on property taxpayers by only levying $9 million of our total $20 million budget onto property taxpayers. We have met every contractual obligation and expanded all of our vital services. Through these efforts, your town board has preserved Wappinger's status as the most affordable town in Dutchess County. It's important to remember that when you pay your property taxes, that only 8% of every dollar goes to the town government. Let me repeat that. Only 8% of every dollar goes to the town government, which means we stretch our dollars as far as they can to work for you. Fiscal responsibility equals affordability in our mind. And when it comes to ensuring that our community stays affordable, it is also important to be innovative when looking at economic development efforts. If one were to look at the most densely populated areas in the country, let's say Westchester County and Nassau County, for example, what do they have in common? Very high property taxes to cover the substantial number of programs and services to the substantially high population. This is where being strategic and innovative when looking at land can be beneficial. Our moratorium to date has prevented over 2,000 new high-density apartments from coming into single-family zoned areas. That would have wiped out thousands of acres of open space. As a point of reference, at 28 square miles, the town of Wappinger is the smallest geographical town in this county, while being the second most densely populated town in this county. You've heard me say it before, but I'll say it again. With a housing ratio of 60% single family and a housing ratio of 40% multifamily, through our internal town housing task force established last year, we worked to counteract the flawed county housing study, and we found that the town of Wappinger has 4,006 apartment units. In updating our comprehensive plan this year, we were able to identify a number of loopholes to our intended zoning. The town board retained the LaBerge Group to review these codes, and by looking at our zoning, we found that these loopholes would potentially allow for a 200% increase in density on a single-family zoned parcel. By looking at our town zoning map to date, you can see a handful of existing strategically placed multi-family zoned areas within our community. But as we continue to dive a little deeper, we actually visualized how much of the town can be transferred over to multifamily. And it was quite alarming, as developers can come in and, in layman's terms, supersede the intent of our zoning and clear-cut hundreds of acres of open space, part of which many of these areas are already lacking and underserved by a lack of infrastructure. We are proud to say that since we have identified this, we are correcting this and making it very well known that Wappinger has our fair share. We continue to identify areas to preserve, limit further congestion and overcrowding, as well as foster new development that are innovative and that makes the most sense for our community. This pause is crucial to ensuring that we do not contribute to traffic, do not overcrowd our schools, or overburden our police, ambulance, or volunteer fire companies. That is why we are moving in this direction. In doing so, we are proud to announce that we have strategically curated $100 million in new investment to our town without clear-cutting a single property. In working with property owners and landlords, we have been able to revitalize empty malls, contaminated sites, and underutilized developed spaces without building on our open green spaces. The county-owned Hudson Valley Regional Airport has not paid taxes to the town of Wappinger or the Wappinger Central School District since 1937. The attraction of Sky Harbor, a new hangar and lounge space at the airport for executive-style jets, will move forward at the airport thanks to the support of the county legislature. We were able to successfully negotiate a pilot program for the town of Wappinger and the school district to obtain tax revenue for the first time on that property in 80 years through this public-private partnership. In the spirit of adaptively reusing previously developed spaces, the former A&W scrapyard is eyed to be an innovative proposal that repurposes a former contaminated dump and landfill site as a multi-million-dollar athletic field and entertainment venue. In the village of Wappingers Falls, we have worked with landlords to fill empty storefronts with attractive destinations and retail and dining destinations. And in Houstonville, we are excited that the Ober Creek Brewing Company is moving out of the residential area of Marleville Road and out onto New Hamburg Road in the historical barns of Ober Creek Farm through this beautiful transformation. This will create a central destination for agro-tourism right here in the Wheeler Hill Historic District. Environmental protection and agricultural preservation remain top priorities for the town board. It is extremely noteworthy to include that thanks to our partners in the county legislature, we have added more farms to our agricultural districts than this town had in 1970. And that says something, as we have secured conservation easements and worked to prevent open development on open land, and showing that we will always stand by our farmers and we will continue to promote agriculture here in the town of Wappinger. Through all of these efforts, we have proven that Wappinger is rising as a center for smart and sustainable planning for the future. And talking about planning for the future, Our Parks and Recreation Department and Buildings and Grounds Department have never been more vibrant. At Brexel Schlotthaus Park, we've built a brand new live performance stage, replacing the hazardous decades-old stage that certainly served our community well, and we thank our Highway Department for tearing that down earlier this week. This new space will be ready for our Wappinger 150 Community Day this Saturday. And later in the year, we'll feature an expanded summer concert series sponsored by Central Hudson. We are proud to announce that our Recreation Department and our Highway Department have taken the reins of our Hometown Heroes project. And we are excited to announce today the creation of the new inspiring General Jacobus Swartout Walk of Heroes at Brexel Schlotthaus Park. At this new Walk of Heroes, loved ones can spend time reflecting alongside each banner of their loved one in the shadow of our newly renovated Town of Wappinger War Memorial. General Jacobus Swartout was the highest-ranking general in our county during the American Revolution and one of our town's first hometown heroes. We would like to acknowledge our appreciation to the Rotary Club of Wappingers Falls for their partnership, which has allowed us to renovate that memorial for the first time in 30 years. We have also secured grant funds from Dutchess County to transform the old Schlotthaus farmhouse from an outdated, underutilized facility into a modern community space for interior recreation programs and community rentals. Our Buildings and Grounds Department has taken extraordinary efforts to reconfigure this space, which will be opened later this year. Spook Hill Park has undergone a long-awaited transformation, complete with new outdoor exercise equipment, a new jogging track, and later this year, a new basketball court and parking facility. Martz Field now boasts updated electrical systems for nighttime pickleball play thanks to the perseverance of a 3.0 average pickleball player, Councilman Alcacella. Is that it? I did not know that they had rankings for pickleball, thanks to Alcacella. I am most humbled, myself, to have personally designed the new Vietnam War Memorial at Martz Field, honoring Major Daniel Martz at the center of this recreational facility. I thank my colleagues on the town board for their support in funding the completion of this project, which sits in the center of this park, and all who enter it must pass through and reflect on the legacy and service of Major Martz. This site will be dedicated later this year. The town board has also allocated funds toward the rehabilitation of Castle Point Park in our Chelsea hamlet, with a new playground, a new pavilion, and soccer field. We are also very proud to announce that we are moving full steam ahead with our second summer camp location, and registration continues to fill up at this new location at Castle Point Park. In just a few days, we will have successfully relocated Fleetwood Park from its current location inside of the Fleetwood Sewer Treatment Plant to a brand new location on Fleetwood Drive, providing our residents a healthier, safer experience and neighborhood park with a brand new playground for them to enjoy. As a waterfront community, we should be encouraging access to our waterways. If you've ever launched your boat from the Chelsea hamlet, you might have noticed how hazardous it's become. We're proud to say that this June, construction will begin on a new Chelsea boat ramp and docks on the Hudson River, making this a much safer amenity for our residents when hitting the water this summer. This also marks the beginning of a new Wappinger Greenway water trail with new ADA accessible kayak docks and launching stations authorized by the town board at Chelsea and on the lower Wappinger Creek across from our Reese Park Town Nature Preserve. I thank Councilman Chris Phillips and Town Clerk Joseph Paoloni for their efforts in assisting these projects moving forward. Historically, the town hosted a fishing program for town of Wappinger children at a park in the town of East Fishkill, while the town underutilized their own water assets. With excitement, we are proud to announce that this program will be moving back to the town of Wappinger, and it will be at our very own Ye Old Apple Orchard Pond Park, thanks to the town's investment in cleaning the ecosystem at that site. And speaking of Reese Park Town Nature Preserve, thanks to the efforts of Councilman Beal, you may remember that last year we announced the purchase of a new Route 9D trailhead to better access both parcels. We were able to actually save a grant from the state of New York that was nearly lost by the town of Wappinger to the tune of $77,000 and fund a new pedestrian bridge over the Hunter Creek, which will connect Route 9D to the Wappinger Creek. And I'd like to thank town resident Billy Schweibert for his generosity in donating his time and his labor toward the installation of this bridge in Reese Park. And here at Carwath Farms Historic Site and Park, we are celebrating the town's 25th anniversary of the town's acquisition of this treasured land. Purchased to protect against overdevelopment and foster community use. We've restored vital infrastructure here, added new trails thanks to our trail wardens, and expanded community farming plots. We thank the Kolb family and Carwath Community Farming for developing a new trail map and collaborating with us on new outdoor artist panels that'll be coming in June, just to name a few. In recognition of our town's 150th anniversary, we've partnered with Kate Cahill and the Wappinger Historical Society to return dahlias to this property for the first time in 100 years. As we celebrate this flower's rooted history in making Wappinger the dahlia capital of the world in the beginning of the 20th century. And thanks to grant funds allocated by Dutchess County and by Assemblyman Anil Bipam, for the first time in 9 years, we now have heat, air conditioning, and running water in the Sports Museum of Dutchess County and in this building. We promised the Pontes we would get it done, and we got it done. Thank you for your perseverance. And through these efforts, we are proud to announce today that the chapel is now open to the public as a high-end event venue in our community. This space will be made available for community rentals, wedding receptions, and life's most cherished moments. This project included replastering of the walls, painting, refinishing and staining all of the woodwork by hand, refinishing the floors, removing carpet up the walls, and new lighting. Pairing this renovation project came a very generous donation from the Friends of Carwath Farms. As you entered this space today, you have seen that they have restored the gardens and entrance to the manor and to the chapel, giving this site the dignity and respect it deserves, and it is truly beautiful to see. At this time, I have to give a huge shout out to our newly promoted Supervisor of Buildings and Grounds, Salvatore Masali, and his team for their incredible efforts. And I know I don't make it easy for you, but thank you so much for all that you have accomplished. You deserve a round of applause. Our Robinson Lane Baseball Complex improvements include reseeding our fields to get ready to be the new home for 2 incredible new regional tournaments and events at this incredible park this year. We are proud to announce that Robinson Lane will be the 2025 home of the New York State Challenger Baseball Jubilee. And you may remember that last year we completed the nearly 20-year-old Challenger Field project by finishing the outfield for the players to use. In addition to this, we will also be home to the Greater Hudson Valley Baseball and Softball tournaments this year. Not only do these activities allow our community to show off this beautiful complex, but they bring in rental revenue and allow for a greater impact on our local restaurants and shops through sales tax revenue. We thank the volunteers of Town of Wappinger Little League who contribute so much to improving this beautiful facility. Meanwhile, at our Rockingham Park soccer complex, it has recently been improved upon with a newly paved roadway and parking area, and the town board just took action this week to reseed the fields. We've also brought water to the Airport Park soccer complex for the first time in 30 years and are working collaboratively with volunteers in the community to fix the decades-old drainage issues. We are proud to strengthen our partnership with Wappinger United Soccer Club to inspire the next generation of Tyler Adams from our community, and we are grateful to you for all of your efforts. At the beginning of this year, we expanded the footprint of our Wappinger Town Senior Center to better support our growing senior population. By removing walls and reconfiguring the space, we could host more members and larger activities. This follows through on our commitment to reimagining the senior center from not just one physical room or space, but rather into a division of senior enrichment for our community. The improved programming space at Schlotthouse Park, the outdoor exercise equipment at Spook Hill Park will play a critical role in the expanded programs we now offer, such as in-house bus trips, monthly crafts, healthy meals, educational programs, and so much more. I am proud to announce that as of tonight, we have grown our senior center membership from when we took office at 132 members to 254 members as of this afternoon, and my most sincere thanks to Kellyanne Dethridge, Katie Stirk, and Jessica Fulton. An incredible accomplishment, and I love seeing the numbers grow. Community engagement is truly thriving here in the town of Wappinger. We've held over 10 town hall style forums already in 2025 this year, bringing government and neighborhood to specific issues that directly affect the people. In partnering with community groups such as Habitat for Humanity, we were able to build new youth art panels at Spook Hill Park. We also thank Wappingers Falls Fire Chief Jordan Freer and Freer Landscaping as they have adopted the new Hackensack Roundabout for this year as our Adopt a Spot program continues to grow throughout this town. We are grateful to all of our neighbors and their community spirit in beautifying our town. A special shout out goes to our growing collaboration with the volunteers at the New Hackensack and Houstonville Fire Companies. Let's get a round of applause for our volunteer firefighters with us here today. With their help, we have been able to enhance recreation programs through bonfires, chili cook-offs, and much more. We have been able to return our thanks in hosting community appreciation initiatives such as Family Dinner Night and the Giving Table at Heritage Food and Drink for the Houstonville Fire Company. We thank the Chelsea Fire Company for their continued support of our community through their Easter egg hunt and their Halloween parade, as well as permission in allowing us to install a new historical marker at the 150-year-old Chelsea Schoolhouse. As we continue to recognize our town's past, the town board recently awarded a grant to the Wappingers Historical Society, who in turn will be erecting new blue and gold cast iron historical markers throughout the town over the next few years, ensuring that no matter where you go in our town, our history will not be forgotten. We continue to partner with CAPE of Dutchess County and the Southern Dutchess Community Coalition in battling the opioid pandemic in our region. And we are proud to say that they provided us recent statistics that through these shared efforts, the town of Wappinger has seen a 50% reduction in overdoses in the last year. in championing mental health advocacy. We continue to expand our partnership with James's Warriors. We will be hosting a community roundtable discussion next week at Town Hall, and we will also be hosting the second annual music festival, No One Rocks Alone, at Schlatthaus Park this October. And when it comes to bringing Hollywood to Wappinger, our town has become a sought-after location for the film industry, hosting productions like the horror movie Smile 2, projects for BET and the Hallmark Channel. We have continued to enhance our town's cultural footprint. Our town continues to make great strides when it comes to infrastructure, public safety, quality of life, and fiscal responsibility. In collaboration with our Superintendent of Highways, Michael J. Sheehan, infrastructure improvements have been a top priority. With ongoing road paving, critical sewer upgrades, and the long overdue completion of the Highway Department facility, which after nearly 50 years has a certificate of occupancy, we have also continued to make fiscally responsible decisions, such as addressing the significant abuse by contractors and non-residents at our town's recycle center facility. We thank the town board, our town clerk's office, and the highway department for their collaborative efforts in cracking down on this abuse, which previously resulted in a $300,000 deficit to the town. By purchasing a new roll-off truck and handling garbage in-house, we will now be saving taxpayers $250,000 a year by carting in-house rather than working through a middleman vendor. We are currently halfway through our 2025 road paving project as we tackled 15 town roadways this year, many of which were either 20 years old or built by developers with less than satisfactory materials. In working with Councilman Beal, we have moved forward with weight limits on various town roadways, limiting significant heavy truck traffic from our neighborhoods. In working with our amazing engineering team led by Lawrence Paggi, we continue to work to get in compliance with New York State's unfunded mandates. We continue to make improvements to the Wildwood, Fleetwood, and Midpoint Park sewer plants. Our proactive efforts to reduce inflow and infiltration, or I&I, including our plan to remove illegal sub-pumps connected to our sewer system, has actually received praise from New York State DEC. And on the public safety front, we are rolling out new digital speed signs that collect real-time traffic data on speeding and traffic counts in our neighborhoods. This information will be shared with law enforcement to help expand upon our targeted patrols and ensure safer streets in our neighborhoods. We also responded swiftly and resolutely to the heinous crimes that have taken place in the past year in our community, showing that law and order is here to stay in the town of Wappinger. From working with our partners in law enforcement at the New York State Police and the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office, we continue to collaborate with authorities and pursue justice, affirming that safety and peace of mind is always going to be front of mind and never compromised. We also thank the actions of our Dutchess County Justice Court, ensuring that safety and justice is always moving forward. Our Quality of Life Task Force, operating through our Code Enforcement Office, has achieved major successes, including the removal of a record number of zombie homes and derelict properties in our town. We have also taken great efforts toward the elimination of numerous illegal signs cluttering our streets. We've also been able to shut down all of the illegal massage parlors in our town, something that we are very proud of shutting down, reaffirming our commitment to enhancing both the aesthetics and the safety of our community. This year, we also took further action to protect our youth through passing legislation that restricts smoke and vape shops. especially those who may engage in illicit activity. We make sure that through this legislation that they will not be getting close to our children and they will not be sprawling throughout our town. In working with legislator Faust, we have been able to see that there is mounting evidence linking speed and weed to reckless driving accidents across our town. This step is vital to improving public safety in our town. The town board has also recently passed legislation to legalize short-term rentals in our town. It is important to allow this type of enterprise to safely operate within our town while ensuring that their presence does not compromise upon the quality of life of the many residents who live here. These accomplishments reflect our unwavering promise to protect property values, ensure community well-being, and uphold the highest standards of responsible government. Today, I am also proud to share to know that this past year, I was recently unanimously elected to be the Vice President of the Dutchess County Supervisors and Mayors Association. I am grateful to all of my colleagues in higher office that have allowed me to have this great responsibility, and it is an honor and a pleasure to serve on the county level once again in representing our town. And as we reflect on our town's past, it is important to note the generations of Wappinger residents who have risen to the opportunity to improve this town and leave their mark on this community. Our town has been shaped by amazing individuals over the centuries who wanted good government, strong commerce, and a beautiful place to live. As we continue into our town's next 150 years, it is my hope that our town continues to focus on enhancing the quality of life of our residents, and that the strong foundations that we build today will continue to be expanded upon well into the future. In our second year together, I am proud to report that the state of our town is strong, and we are just getting started. Thank you very much, everyone, and may God bless this great town of Wappinger. Thank you.